The story of eFootball, formerly known as Pro Evolution Soccer, PES, is a journey of innovation, rivalry, and adaptation, set against the backdrop of the ever-evolving world of football video games. Chapter 1, The Birth of a Legend, 1995. In 1995, the world of video games was rapidly expanding, and among them, sports games had gained particular popularity. Konami, a Japanese video game company, recognized an opportunity to challenge the dominance of EA's FIFA series, which had been leading the football game market. Thus, Konami's development team, led by Shingo Sebasu Takatsuka, set out to create a football game that prioritized simulation and realism over arcade-style gameplay. This marked the birth of J-League JICU Winning 11, the first in what would later become the Pro Evolution Soccer, PS, series. Initially focused on the Japanese J-League, the game was a local success, praised for its fluid gameplay and realistic feel, contrasting with FIFA's more casual approach. By 2001, the game was rebranded internationally as Pro Evolution Soccer, PES, marking its global ambitions. Chapter 2, The Golden Age of PES, 2001 to 2010. The early 2000s were a golden era for PES. The series had established itself as the go-to football simulation for gamers who wanted a more authentic experience. The controls were more intuitive, the gameplay more realistic, and the animation smoother compared to its rivals. As each yearly iteration of PES arrived, it introduced innovative features like the Master League, where players could build their team from scratch, recruit talent, and climb to the top. Unlike FIFA, which had more official licenses for teams and leagues, PES focused on perfecting the on-pitch experience. By 2006, PES had built a fiercely loyal fan base, especially in Europe and Japan. For many football gaming purists, PES was the pinnacle of football simulations. Chapter 3, The Rise of FIFA, 2010s. But, as PES was riding high, its rival FIFA was catching up. In the late 2000s, EA Sports began refining its formula. With improved graphics, gameplay mechanics, and, crucially, official licensing of major football leagues, FIFA started to close the gap. While PES continued to excel in gameplay, the lack of licenses meant that many players had to play with generic teams and kits, something that frustrated a segment of the fanbase. The 2010s saw FIFA become a commercial juggernaut, riding on its Ultimate Team mode, which combined fantasy football with microtransactions. PES remained beloved by its core fans, but it started to feel outdated, with Konami failing to keep up with the rapid advancements in gaming technology and player expectations. Chapter 4, The Rebirth, eFootball, 2020. Konami knew it needed to do something drastic to regain its place in the football gaming world. As the gaming industry shifted towards digital experiences, cross-platform play, and free-to-play models, PES was reimagined. In 2020, Konami announced that the PES brand would be replaced with eFootball, a new free-to-play platform designed to bring football gaming into the future. The transition to eFootball was bold. It would be fully digital, focusing on downloadable content and regular updates rather than annual releases. The aim was to create a unified experience across all platforms, from consoles to mobile, where players could play together regardless of their device. But the launch of eFootball 2022 in September 2021 was rocky. Players encountered numerous bugs, graphical glitches, and the overall feel was a far cry from what fans had come to expect from the PES lineage. Social media was filled with memes mocking the game's poor player models and awkward animations. This marked a low point for Konami's football franchise, as the game was widely panned by critics and fans alike. Chapter 5, Redemption, 2022 present. Konami, however, was determined to turn things around. The company apologized publicly for the state of eFootball at launch and promised consistent updates and fixes. Over the next year, eFootball received numerous patches, improving gameplay, graphics, and introducing more teams and modes. Slowly, the game began to regain the trust of its player base. In 2023, eFootball had evolved into a more polished experience. With a focus on esports, Konami began to host tournaments and events, positioning eFootball as a key player in the competitive football gaming scene. The free-to-play model allowed a broader audience to experience the game, and while it still lagged behind FIFA in terms of licensing, eFootball was slowly carving out its own niche. Konami's vision for eFootball was clear, a long-term, evolving platform that would constantly adapt to the needs of its players. While the journey from PES to eFootball had been turbulent, it was a story of resilience, adaptation, and the pursuit of creating the ultimate football simulation experience. Epilogue: the future of football gaming. As eFootball moves forward, the battle between it and EA Sports FIFA, now renamed EA Sports FC, continues. With both franchises embracing the future of gaming, whether through esports, free-to-play models, or enhanced realism, the competition remains fierce. For fans, the journey from PES to eFootball represents more than just a name change, it's a story of how football, both virtual and real, continues to evolve, offering new experiences for every generation of players, and so, the story of eFootball continues, with the promise that, like the beautiful game itself, it will keep growing, adapting, and thrilling fans for years to come.